Assalamu alaikum. Peace be upon you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, so as per my last broadcast, I think you've kind of pretty much summed it up or the last few broadcasts, that I will be unwell for the next probably couple of days. Allahu alam if I'm patient with another day, but to live that, of course, right? Inshallah, inshallah. So I wanted to, before I get some rest, I wanted to share some poetry in between a conversation of someone whom had remembered me. Okay. And, in the essence that they kind of just never forgot me. And I guess if you come across me, and I'm not talking about the people that are really evil, okay, or have hasad. Even the people that have hasad, obviously, you can't forget about me. That's why, you're after me too, right? I'm just one of those things, My thing is all about humor, and that's the awesome part about it. My friend recognized it and was like, you know what? My Willie recognized it, was like, in the very beginning, if a person is themselves, if they have self-glory and they come across you and, they're going to think that you're pretty, self-glorified, or egotistical, or too overconfident and everything like that, or whatever. But then they're like, you know what? That's all a farce, because you are just so humble and you actually do it to make yourself laugh. Like, it's just humor to you. It's just funny to you. So, that's the catch. It's more of like, if you hear me ever talking like this, it's not because of ego or overconfidence. Of course, the overconfidence is that's not a joke, by the way. Alhamdulillah, I'm very, majority of the times I'm confident, but Allahu alam, there's certain things that I might not be because there's a shyness in it. Anyhow, I don't have an ego. I might have a resume. I may not have an ego, but I might have a resume. Okay, I have some credibility, alhamdulillah. But nothing before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the sense that I'm absolutely nothing. I came as dust, and to dust I shall return. Okay. But I came as dirt, and to dirt I shall return. But that's not the point. The point is, I used to write poetry. I used to do a lot of things. I used to do it for fun. It was all fun for me. I used to sing. I used to, write poetry, all these things. And I wrote some poetry back in a conversation because these are some of the things that were said to me, okay, actually, from the individual who remembered me. And I'll just share some comments, right? The individual had said, extraordinary strong ho up, which means you're extraordinarily you are a extraordinary strong person. I have to read it backwards because of the language. Okay. So, they kind of, I guess they've only seen the previous side that I used to show to people, which is not the inner side of me, like the side to my ruh, which means spirit. Like, how my spirit completely became totally not only submissive but um believing towards God. So they saw that, you know, work side to me, and they kind of probably didn't understand because of, you know, cultural boundaries, and it's just like, you know, culture and forefathers and all of these things make you, you know, a person that you know, are, until you start to take all that dirt off of you and then have a clean slate of thinking, and your perception comes from a, you know, God mind, you know, like the mind that God wanted us to have. So um for them it was more of like okay, like they're completely shocked as well too, because they, okay, this this is more of like what they okay, let me try to read it. um Wait, okay, okay, थोड़ा डर भी लगता है आपसे, आप क्या थे और क्या बन गए, itna change, mashallah, which means that they're like, I guess they're so afraid of what, like what I have become, in the sense that there's so much in depthness, like in depthness to the firmness of the belief. That's what they're trying to imply, and they're also trying to imply that, you know, I am like, because they live overseas and stuff, right? So it's a little different back home and stuff. So they're like, you know, here's this New Yorker girl who used to do, you know, production, and then all of a sudden, like, it is again like that 360 thing that I was talking about. So for them, it's like, whoa, like, you know, they see me as some sort of, I guess they see me as like a really like a inclined spiritual individual, which is completely shocking. You know, it's kind of like, I guess you can say, even looking at um maybe even like, you know, peace be upon Trinidad Jamshid's life, like a 360 for him too, right? So it's, you know, that's the only thing, like, that's the only example I can think of, peace be upon him. Um, that's the only example I can think of, really, into the depths of what he was trying to imply. And then, you know, we're going back and forth in our conversation, whatever, and it's just mainly because he himself mentioned, you know, that all we ever talked about was spirituality, of course, and the term wasn't spirituality. The term was, what was it? I think it was. Let me tell you exactly what it was. It was um mm, okay. It was जिससे सिर्फ दीन की बात होती थी, which means we only used to speak about deen. That's all. That's all. Alhamdulillah. So this is some of my poetry as per like human to human interaction and stuff. So I wrote okay. Okay, so the fact that um you know, he's kind of like taken back, you know, like he's taken back by the fact that there's a complete change, and he's kind of even like frightened by this change. So I wrote to him in Urdu, if anyone can ever understand this. It says, इंसान जब खुदा के पास और करीब आते हैं, which means when a human being comes even closer to God, okay, तो इंसान और हर तमाम चीज को अल्लाह बनाया जो अल्लाह को इबादत करते हैं उनसे और करीब होते हैं, which means that that at that point, right, when they become closer to God, anything that God had created, that believes in Him becomes a lot more closer to you as well. Okay. यानी कि इंसान से और करीब होते हैं वो भी खुदा के ही लिए. Okay, which means that of course we become closer to human beings, even closer to human beings, only because of God. Okay. So then I also wrote I wrote some other things, but I'm gonna skip to it. I like the last one. I like the last two. So they were talking about the commentary and how strong of an individual that I had become. So I said, strong हूँ क्योंकि ये जंग है ईमान की जंग है, which means that I am strong because this is a battle between the faith in our hearts, okay, or in our ruh, okay, or our beliefs, okay. So then I put shaitaniyat ki jang hai, which means we're all as the collective humanity, right? So we are fighting against the devil and also the devilish, or the devil inclinations also within us, right? Shaitaniyat, like that type of inclinations of behavior, right? कभी लोगों के शैतानियत से, कभी हम इंसानों की खुद के शैतानियत से, which means sometimes we're, like as we're talking about the battle, sometimes we're fighting against, other people becoming like the devil, and sometimes we're fighting with the devil or the devilish inclinations within us. Okay. और जंग की मैदान में जो हिम्मत ही हार देते हैं. Okay. And in this, war that's going on, the person who gives up, right? The person who gives up on staying strong, right? Not giving up, right? जितने भी जख्म हो वो थी जख्मी हो के ही मर गए. Okay. जितने भी जख्म हो वो थी जख्मी हो के भी मर गए. Okay. So basically what I was trying to say is doesn't matter how wounded you are, it's like it's only the wound that killed you. Okay. वो तो मरने से पहले ही मर गए, which means that before you even died, you had already died, because you let your faith in giving up, perish you. You understand? Kill you, murder you, whatever, right? Finish you off. Okay. So hold on. Okay, so I'm gonna skip. Okay, this is something cute. सारे जहाँ पर होना है वहाँ ही है. So the individuals obviously asked me, pretty much where is everybody that's mentioned, and I said, wherever in the world it is that they are. Okay, so I said, कुछ लोग पास होके भी दूर है, which means that some people are very close, but they're also very far. And then I said, कुछ लोग दूर होके भी पास है, which means even though some people are very far, but they're very close. Okay. कोई भी अल्लाह के प्यारे नहीं है, which means nobody has become Allah ke pyare, which means nobody has returned to God as of yet. Like, the people that was mentioned, or asked, right? But I said, पर मैं ही अल्लाह का प्यारे नहीं प्यारी बन गई, which means that, but it's just me that became, very, what's it called, that God became very fond of, like, not in any other way, but just in the way that, he was, like, okay with, he was okay with just with me in that sense. You understand? Like, he was okay with me, and I became closer to him. Okay, and then I'll tell you the reason why I even made this podcast. The last two. Okay. So, alright, so I wanted to answer with this too. मैं क्या थी और क्या बन गई? Okay. What was I before and what did I become? So then I wrote, मैं ना कुछ थी, कुछ हूँ. I wasn't anything then. I still aren't anything now. था ही तो वो है और दिखा तो वो मुझे शायद, जो चीज ना तुम दिखे ना तुम में भी है. Okay, so I was trying to make him understand that, like, there was only one that was something, and that was God. So it was only one that was something, that was anything at all, and that was him, God. Okay. And the one that saw me ever, the only one that ever saw me, or kind of, you can say, understood me, was him. Okay. And then I wrote, you didn't see it, but maybe he didn't even see whatever it is that he saw within me in you either. So, and then I wrote, इंसान के नजराना ही बस कुछ और ही है, which means that people's perspectives are really something else, right? बस ऊपर से साफ दिखती है, which means from the outside they look very neat and clean, right? पर खुदा तो कहता है, but God says this, मुझे तो रूह की पाक दिखती है. That was something that came, I don't know, I think it came out of my spirit to say that if God really sees anything, and he sees anything truly at all apart from what it is that you describe, right? It's that he sees, like, the cleansedness, the piety within your hearts. Okay. So then I wrote something about the Quran. Quran के बारे में क्या कहूँ? What can I say about the Quran? Okay. अल्लाह पाक कहते हैं कि उनके लफ्ज़ कभी ख़त्म नहीं होते हैं. Okay. So God says, Allah says that his words never finish. Okay, they can never be finished. मैं तो कहती हूँ उनके कुरान और लफ्ज़ को तारीफ करने के लिए तो कुरान के 99 नाम भी कम पड़ जाते हैं. So I said, but I am the one who says that to give, tarif, which means to give a compliment to the Quran or his words, even the 99 names, in the Quran are not enough. Okay. मेरी रब के प्यार इस कुरान भेजने में कोई लफ्ज ही नहीं है जो बने हैं, which means that the love that he had for us was it called by sending this Quran, that there is, there is no word yet that's been created to describe his love, that he was able to send us the Quran, like, with like the amount of love that he had to have sent us this Quran. ना इस पूरे आखिरा भी अगर बीत जाए तो वो भी कम है हमारे खुदा की मोहब्बत समझने के लिए, which means that even if you spent an akhirah, which means an eternity, it's still a very little amount of time to understand the amount of love that he has for us. You understand? And then it continues on to say, उन्होंने तुम्हारे लिए इस पूरे दुनिया हर चीज ऑल जमा और कमर और शम्स और हेवन भी जहाँ से पानी गिरती है बनाया है. Okay, which means that I was saying to him, I was saying, he was called उन्होंने तुम्हारे लिए इस पूरे दुनिया, which means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created this whole entire world, right? Everything that's in it, all of it, and was it called the moon and the sun and even the heaven, was it called, or a portion of the heaven, where जहाँ से पानी गिरती है बनाया है हमारे लिए. Okay, like God had created this place where he had, like heaven, where the water drops from, right? हमारे लिए, और कितनी आसानी से कहते हैं, पर कौन, like, so easily it is that he had told us about it, right? Or he had said it, right, for us. पर कौन समझेंगे ये प्यार की गहराई, कोई है जो कितने पानी के बूंद है जो मेरी रब की हर पानी के बूंद के शुक्र अदा करे. Which means that I was saying, was it called, how much of a depth his love is, right? To have, like, is there anyone really out there to explain the depth of his love for us? Is there anyone out there that can count, right, all the drops of the water and every single drop that comes down and actually be thankful for each drop that comes down? Okay. So that's the poetry that I came up with. Yes, that's the poetry I came up with. And, yeah. I just had, like, this freaking ear as I was reading it. Like, it happened to me twice. Like, literally, like, feel like something just blew into, like, my eye. It's so weird. So weird. First, earlier to this, I felt like a freaking drop of water. And my mouth is dry too, so I don't understand where this water would be coming from. And then all of a sudden, I felt like this freaking air in my eye. Ugh. I don't know if I'm gonna be well. Let's hope I'm gonna be well. I don't know. It's so funny. It's like God calls us poets, some of us poets, and indeed, some of us are really poets. But I felt like, yes, I do like poetry. It's very beautiful, and nothing is comparable to the word for word, which I'm telling you, which is like all you really need is the word for word, and you need to go reflect it. It's not decorated speech. Allah's word is not decorated speech. Everything he does is decorated beautifully, though. It's a dunya. It's just look around you. Look at everything. and just take a moment, except for what humankind had built, take a moment to see what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had built. Like I was looking at these pictures of what is it called? Cape Town, Africa, and how they have these caves and like homes built into it, and they're like, um, I guess they've turned it into some sort of like hotels or something or whatever they are, and they're so freaking beautiful. Like I've only seen places in Santorini, and that's why like I love the idea of traveling, and you really gotta see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's like beauty, and the only way you're really able to see that apart from reading and your mind wandering and just it's really when you travel. It's really when you travel. Whether you travel through um, you know, things that come before your vision and you're seeing pictures in the dunya, which it's so much easier for you to do nowadays. But if you can get out there and you can travel and you can find somebody good to travel with, somebody keen on showing you outside of the dunya of insan and outside of the dunya of your dunya to show you Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's dunya. Whether you have somebody or you don't have somebody like that, and if you have somebody like that, keep them, like don't screw it up. Don't screw it up. Chances are you won't be able to get to see this dunya, and chances are you won't be able to get to see the next dunya in the akhirah. So, but hopefully you can, find the guidance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and, you know, maybe someday from here onwards, you're able to see the beauty of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala beyond in this dunya and also in the akhirah as well, and be thankful to Him. So based on that, let's just say Alhamdulillah, and Alhamdu, which means praise and thanks, right? Be to Lillahi, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Alright, good night. Peace be upon you. Farewell.